Today we're talking to St Albans City manager Ian Allinson at Grosvenor Vale, the home of Wealdstone, where the Saints have gained a National League South point with a 2-2 draw, a dramatic draw in the end, Ian, an injury time equaliser, but the game changed in the first half with two penalties decisions. One, both went against us, one was given to Wealdstone and one wasn't given to us. You've had a look at the video. Should we have had a penalty?
I think it totally shows that it was a blatant penalty. You've seen the challenge. You know, their lad's come in from behind, he's got his arm up on the back of Michael's neck and he's just played the man and not the ball at all. For me it's a blatant penalty. You just showed me 3 or 4 times in slow motion and in real time that it's a blatant penalty. And what's annoying, David, is the referee and the linesman's this side, they're both that side, so one of them needs to give a decision there. And then, you know, you question whether theirs is a penalty. I know we can't see it properly, but you know, all of my team said it was never a penalty. We've not made a challenge. Michael's come out and stood still, their lads run into him and the referees give a penalty. So small margins, and I didn't think we deserved that today. I felt we were by far the better team. We looked to try and take the game to them. They got the dodgy penalty just before half time, and then, as I say, we didn't really start the second half that bright. They've got the second goal again. We're complaining that it was offside. We're not down at level, so I can't say it. But I was just disappointed the way we had probably 5 minutes of the second half where we didn't turn up, and for the rest of the game I felt we bossed it. I felt we looked totally in charge. I think there was no more than what we deserved in getting an equaliser there, and it's just a shame we haven't come away today with 3 points.
Yeah, unfortunately Wealdstone via a penalty, the referee was in the way of it, so we can't see it clearly on the video. But after last week's 5-0 defeat away to a side struggling against relegation, this was a good response.
It was a good response, but as I said to you last week, I weren't going to go for the players because I felt the performance against Watford for 120 minutes was outstanding. We had to put a great shift in there. Most of the players that played for Watford ended up playing in their youth sides on Tuesday, and they beat Ipswich 4-1 in that, so they're into the semi-finals of the FA Youth Cup. So it was a tough game. Again, you know, we have to see where and why we approached the game like we did last week. As I've said all along, is perhaps sometimes it's the mentality of the players, and we've got that right. We've got it right this week. We worked hard on it in training, and I thought the performance today was excellent. You know, it's a tough place to come and get a result. You know, they're on a really good run. I don't think they've lost this year so far. So it was a tough place to come. But as I say, I'm disappointed we haven't come away with all 3 points.
Indeed, the 2 goals we got today come from 2 people who probably you wouldn't expect. David Dijo, and then the late equaliser by Liam Sol, who came off the bench.
Yeah, I mean, David obviously he should score more goals, really, considering his size and his ability to head the ball. But you know, at times we don't score enough or get enough quality in the box for him to score the goals. But he scored this one with his foot, and it was a great finish. And Liam has showed all week in training on Tuesday and Thursday. He's very, very bright. He's a great talent. He's got great energy. He's very, very quick. He's got unbelievable feet. There's just a couple of areas there, and I think you see it yourself. He's got in 2 or 3 times, and he's laid the fella on his backside, and just a little bit of calmness in terms of where he puts the next ball. He's had one gone. I think he's had 4 shots and he's only been on sort of 10 minutes. So just shows you what sort of player he is. He's a very good player. But when he did get the opportunity 1-on-1 with a goal, he finished it really well.
Because he was on the bench today, because the injured players are starting to come back now, apart from David Noble.
Well, the one thing I didn't want to do is have a repeat of last week, so I had to make sure that I felt we needed to be in the game with 20 minutes to go, but I thought we'd started the game really well. We took the game to them. We caused them lots of problems with our set pieces. We scored the goal from a set piece. We still had 1 or 2 other opportunities. You've seen what we've had there is a blatant penalty not given to us, and that to put us 2-0 up, and they probably had 1 or 2 chances in the first half where they've had a couple of half chances to get into the game. And as you say, they'd already put up 2 minutes for the first half when the referee has given them the penalty. So, as I say, small margins, big decisions, and they cost you points in the end of it.
They do cost us points. I haven't seen the other results yet, Ian, but a point today is not a bad result, but we do need a couple of wins now to stay in there. Yeah, we do. I think we're 5 points behind Dartford, who are in the playoffs at the moment, so you know, we know, but there's 12 games to go. You know, we know what we've got to do now. We spoke to the players again this week, we spoke to them again today, and we spoke about the relegation battle of 3 years ago where we had 12 games to get ourselves out of it, and we managed to win 8, lose 2 and draw 2. So you know, we spoke about that at length of what we've got to do. We know we've got to go and win some games. We know we've got to be
defensively we've got to be better than what we've been, and we've got to go and score more goals. So they're all the things that we're working on. They're all the things that we can put in place, because the squad now is nearly back to where we are. We've had some really good news this week in terms of David Noble, might only be a couple more weeks away. So the squad will be back to full strength. We're hopefully going to bring another forward in this week. So we're going to have a decent squad going into the last 12 games of the season. So if we can do that, we're going to have some opportunities to go and really go at teams and attack teams. We've got some really exciting players. For me, Zane Banton's been outstanding over the last 10 games. Liam's give us an opportunity, and you've got to feel a little bit sorry for Cal Da Costa today, because he's been really good for us this year. He's got blistering pace, and he hasn't had an opportunity today. But I felt I needed to go and put Clovis in midfield just to go and compete with their midfield, and I felt him and David did a great job in there in the second half in terms of just going and compete against their midfield. Kept looking to turn the teams, and it allowed us to put Sam up front with David Moyo. They caused them a couple of problems late on, and it was just overall, for me, it was a really good performance, 90 minutes, but I felt that last 20-25 minutes, I thought it was excellent.
Next Saturday we're at home to Truro City, who have picked up some good results lately, but it's a game we need to win.
Well, we've got to, and as I say, we're going to try and approach it that we want to win the game. We want to win every game we play. Unfortunately, sometimes we're not good enough. Sometimes the opposition are better than us. But I've said all along, Torquay have been outstanding all season. They've gone to Welling and lost today. So we have to accept sometimes we're not good enough. We have to accept that we are a team that should really, with the budget we're paying out, be a mid-table side. But as I've said all along, I think it's a really good squad we've assembled now. I think it's a squad that's got a little bit of everything in terms of the defensive side of it. We can play certainly different formations. Now everybody's back fit, and we've got to try and win as many games as we can in the last sort of 8-9 weeks of the season. So it's going to be a tough challenge. I'm certainly up for the challenge. I know the players are up for the challenge. So, we can have this conversation probably in 10 weeks' time and see where we are. As I said all along, if we're not good enough, it won't be for not trying. But again, and I thank the supporters today, because I thought the supporters were outstanding. They've turned up here after a 5-0 defeat last week, and they've got right behind the players, and they were still singing and chanting and pushing us forward with literally seconds to go when we got the equaliser. So they deserve that today. It'd have been great if we could have given them all 3 points, but as I say, small margins, big decisions, and I think that's what's cost us today.
Interesting bit of news here. It doesn't directly involve us, and you might not want to answer, but Wealdstone Gabriel went from us back to Haringey Borough, and now he's gone up to National League with Boreham Wood. Yeah, and I think, as I said all along with Wealdstone, it's one of them that, when he's on fire and you can catch him on fire, he's a handful. So I'm not sure I'd have got on today, but if he gets opportunities, he'll stick them in the back of the net. It's an opportunity for him to obviously play at the national level. I know when we had him here, we had teams like Maidstone, Braintree, Bromley and Barnet are all showing a bit of interest in him. So there's been a lot of interest from that level, and Boreham Wood are the ones that have taken a chance on the boy. So I hope it works out for both parties. But as I say, we can only concentrate on what we're doing now. We have to concentrate on trying to get this team into the playoffs. And we've got sort of 9-10 weeks now to do that, so we've got to get back to working hard. But I see loads and loads of positives today. I was really pleased with the way I went about our business, and I'm just really disappointed we haven't come away with 3 points. Lovely, thanks so much, Ian, and commiserations to the team really, because they deserve victory, or maybe deserve victory, but it's an improved performance. Saints next in action then next Saturday the 23rd of February when Truro City are visitors Clarence Park. National League South kick-off is at 3 p.m.